Hello, hi, bonjour, guten tag. My name is Mattress, but you can just call me Matt. And I am finally making a YouTube channel. A lot of people have kind of suggested that I make one. And I am doing a film module at uni, which I desperately need to learn how to edit video for. So I thought this would be a nice little crash test. So today I'm going to show you my kind of go-to look, which is just a very warm toned cut crease and a red lip. I'm going to try and put a picture here, but I really don't know how to edit, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to. And I've done my skincare already. I am going to zip off and put some face tapes on because I don't glue my brows down, and I will be back in 1 second. I'm back. So I just used some rubbing alcohol on a cotton pad and just kind of wiped my temples just to get rid of any excess oils or anything, and then I've just stuck my face tapes on and tied it behind my head. I just use the I think they're Art Harding ones. They're the ones off Amazon, but I lost the elastics off them because I'm an idiot, so I just took some shoelaces out of my dance shoes, and I've now just I just tied them behind my head. They don't work as well because you don't get as much tension, but they do the job. So I'm actually going to start with my base. I don't glue my eyebrows down because I can glue my eyebrows down, and I do occasionally for like makeup looks, or if I just want to look like an alien one day. But I really struggle with drawing them back on, so I already have quite a lot of lid space. I shave like half my eyebrows off anyway, so I just find that using the face tapes kind of gives a bit more of a lifted brow, which looks a bit more feminine. So I've already moisturised. I'm now just going to prime. This is the Marc Jacobs Undercover Blurfection Primer. It's just like a blurring silicone primer. It's not amazing, but it does the job.
Later that same evening.
I'm then going to take my blush, which is the Nars blush in Tempted, which is absolutely covered in powder, and a duo fibre blush brush. I like a duo fibre brush because I make sure you don't put too much blush on. I have many times gone to put blush on with a brush that is too dense and ended up looking like a clown. So we're avoiding that here. And once again, I'm kind of keeping that on the top of my cheekbones, but I'm bringing it a little bit further in. Just because I find that putting blush on the apples of your cheeks, which is kind of these bits here, can really round off your face, but I still like to keep that lifted look, so I find that doing both kind of gives the best of both worlds. And this blush is kind of quite subtle and nude, so I really like it. I find that it kind of meshes my bronzer into my skin a little bit too, and then I'm going to take a little bit of that over the middle of my nose again. And just a touch of it on my temples, just to create seamlessness. So I'm now going to move on to my eyes. I'm going to start off by filling in my eyebrows. Because I don't glue my eyebrows down, I use my natural brow, but I just kind of extend them a little bit. So I'm using the Sigma... Fucking dropped it. I use the Sigma Define and Pose Brow Pomade in light. I really need to get a darker one, but I mean, I have this one, so it's just what I've got. And I'm going to take that on a Zoevo winged liner brush. Here. This is my favourite brush for doing my eyebrows because it is so skinny. Wait, can I do a YouTuber thing? Can you see it? Can you see it? Is it working? Come on. Do the thing. I'm just going to fill my eyebrows in and kind of extend the shape of them. And it doesn't matter too much if they're a little bit messy, because I'm then going to go in with some concealer and a tiny bit of foundation just to clean them up. So there is one eyebrow very messy and somewhat complete, and now just for the other one. This is actually like really weird. I usually get ready listening to, like, I'ma be real, it's usually art pop, but because I'm obviously filming, I'm having to do it in silence and it feels so strange. I know people say that eyebrows are sisters, not twins, but I feel like these are like distantly related second cousins maybe. And I like to keep my eyebrows kind of quite high and with a little bit of an arch to them, just because it creates that kind of mean fashion lady look that I really like. So I'm now going to go in with a flat brush and I'm just going to carve out the bottoms. I can't find a flat brush, so I'm going to use just a Sigma F75 concealer brush. I'm going to carve them out with a little bit of the Anastasia Beverly Hills eye primer, so I'll just carve out my eyebrows and then drag it down onto my lid. And then I'm just going to take my finger and tap it out into the rest of my concealer and foundation and stuff. And I like to bring the eye primer like right into the bridge of my nose, because I find that bringing lightness to this area creates a little bit more of a feminine shape again. I'm going to be using two palettes today, so I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette, which is just kind of a really solid neutrals palette. And then I'm also going to use the Pat McGrath Mothership 6, which has some really nice pinks and golds, and I'm going to be using the more textured shimmers in here. But first, I'm going to kind of lay the groundwork with the mattes. So I'm going to start off with the colour Burnt Orange, and then go in with Sienna to deepen it up and add some dimension, and then really deepening it up with Mulberry and Noir, and I'm just going to stick to my top eyelid first. But I'm just going to put some more translucent powder down first. I'm just going to do it on a powder puff, that's the one, just to catch any fallout from any eyeshadows, because I am going to be using black and some darker reds eventually. I also like to kind of fold it in half and use a straight line to kind of create a guide for where I want my blending to be. And then just while that's not on there for very long, I'm going to take this is a Sigma tapered face, but I'm just going to use it to kind of clean up any lines in the bake, because while this is sat on my face, it's going to be reinforcing any highlight, so I don't want it to kind of highlight anywhere where I don't want it to highlight. And I'm also just going to wipe off the bake from my jawline. I find that if you leave it on for too long, it can begin to look like a beard, which mine has done a bit. But it's okay, we'll just call it Santa Claus fish.
Not this.
My general rule with doing eye makeup is the darker the colour you use, the smaller the brush. But I'm going to start off with quite a nice big brush. This is a Morphe JH31, or it could be 51. I think it's 31. I usually wear glasses, but I can't wear them because of the ring light, and also because I'm doing my makeup, so I actually cannot see what's happening right now. So I'm just going to go into the shade Burnt Orange and kind of take that above my crease, but like slightly raised. And then I'm going to kind of bring everything in a almost like a round and out shape to create that kind of very snatched, lifted appearance. I'm also not bringing this all the way into my inner corner. I find that leaving the inner part, like around my tear duct, like cleaner, it creates a bit more of a open, kind of brighter-eyed appearance, which is always handy. I'm now going to take this brush, which is a Zoeva Luxe Petite Crease 231, and I'm going to go in with the colour Sienna, and I'm just going to kind of deepen everything up. And I'm just going to go back in with that first brush and just blend Sienna out. I like my eyeshadows to kind of go almost all the way back to my hairline, just because it creates a bit more of a dramatic shape and creates that very kind of lifted and pinched, mean fashion lady look. I'm now going to deepen things up. I'm going to take this Morphe M321 and the shade Mulberry and really start to kind of deepen up the outer corners. I think a lot of people are quite scared of using red tones around your eyes, but I really like red. It's my favourite colour, and I find that using a bit more of a subtle red, like Mulberry, kind of very subtly helps to make my eyes pop, because I've got blue eyes. And then I'm going to take this brush. This is an unmarked brush that I got in like one of the first sets I ever bought off AliExpress. I think I got like 12 brushes for £1 or something, and I'm just going to blend all that out. I've actually messed up with that shape a little bit, so I'm going to take a Sigma Tapered Blending E35 brush and a little bit of my bronzer, which I used earlier, and just use that to kind of blend out that Mulberry shade, which I took a little bit too high up on the outer corner on this side. I find that because bronzers are a little bit more sheer, when you're doing neutral looks, they can be really good to help blend the eyeshadow into the rest of the face. And because I've already used this bronzer on my skin, it just creates a bit more cohesion and seamlessness. As you can hopefully see, this eyeshadow is starting to create a much more kind of lifted effect, which gives your eyes a little bit more of an almond shape. So I'm now going to start on my lower lash line. I haven't actually gone in with any no eye yet. I will probably do that like right at the end. And I'm going to take the shade Burnt Orange first of all on a Morphe M506 and kind of keep it a little bit more concentrated on my outer corner. I'm not really bringing it into the inner corner right now because we're going to do some detail work on the inner corner afterwards. So it's kind of a bit less of a blending brush job. I'm then going to take this Morphe pencil brush, which is just another one that I got in a set. And I'm going to take Sienna and I'm basically doing what I did on the top, on the bottom outer corner. And then I'm going to take an even smaller brush. This is a Sigma E21 smudging brush, and I'm going to take that shade Mulberry again and just really deepen up the outer corner. And I'm also going to link the Mulberry on the lower lash line with the Mulberry on the upper lash line. And I'm going to really maintain that kind of cat eye shape. And then I'm going to take the shade Burnt Orange just on that Morphe on the M506 again, and I'm just going to blend that all together. I'm also going to take this unmarked brush from the AliExpress set earlier, and I'm just going to take a bit more of my bronzer and just blend the lower lash line in with that too. Now for the most difficult part, I'm going to take an angled brush. This is the Spectrum A24, it's just like a brow brush. And I'm going to take the shade Sienna and draw on like an opened up inner corner. So I'm not bringing this as far in as my inner corner, but by kind of dropping that very inner corner, it creates a much more open shape. It does slightly lose the cat eye shape that I'm kind of going for, but we will reinforce that later. And I'm going to take the same pencil brush from earlier and a little bit of shade, the Burnt Orange shade, and I'm just going to blend that. So the next step on the eyes is I'm going to take this is like a flat brush, but it's like a small little smudging brush, and I'm going to take a little bit of black and I'm just going to deepen up on the outer corner, both on the top and the bottom lash lines. And on the top lash line, I'm only taking it as far in as halfway across my eye. And you kind of have to be very careful with black eyeshadow. I think it's quite essential in drag makeup because you are kind of changing your features so heavily. But black eyeshadow can make or break a look. So I'm just tapping into it very lightly and then tapping it off and then going in. And then I'm just going to go in with another blending brush.
Another one.
And just blend, take a tiny bit of the burnt orange shade again and just blend that black in with the rest. And I'm not actually going to do any eyeliner because I'm awful at it, but creating this kind of black wing shape helps to almost like replace it. So I'm now going to take a flat brush. This is a JH41 from Morphe, and take some of the eye primer on the back of my hand and just cut my crease. And I'm only actually like doing a half cut crease because I'm creating that very kind of long and sleek look. I have a very long face, so I kind of want everything to come out to kind of proportionize it a bit better.
But my proportions are already correct.
So doing a half cut crease kind of makes your eyes look a lot longer, I find, and kind of adds to that fox eye, cat eye kind of effect. I've just dropped my translucent powder all over the floor, which is very gorgeous. So, like I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, I am going to take the shade Tempera from this Soft Glam palette, and I'm just going to pat that in the very inner section of my cut crease. I'm also now just going to brush off that bake because I've done with the black eyeshadow. And then I'm going to take the gold shade from this McGrath palette, and I'm just going to use my finger and pat that onto my lid over the cut crease. I really like kind of smoky eye makeup, but especially when I'm doing drag, I kind of want to look bright-eyed and a little bit more alive than kind of super sultry. Although I do love a black smoky eye, I will admit. I'm now just going to take a small angled brush, actually this is quite a thick angled brush, and take the Noir colour, and I'm just going to stamp along the outer third of my lash line with black eyeshadow. I'm now just going to take some black eyeliner. This is the NYX Epic Ink Liner. I'm just going to run a really thin line of eyeliner just along my top lash line. And then that also just kind of links into the black on your outer corner and kind of creates this almost like faux wing. Or at least that's what I tell myself. And if that's not like completely perfect, it doesn't really matter because I am going to whack a pair of big Mommy Milker false lashes on top. And I'm also just going to take the opportunity to put on some lip balm. Does that mean we're on the final stretch? No, it just means my lips are dry. Right, so I'm now going to finish off my eyebrows. I'm going to take this, which is actually just got to be spiking glue in an old like brow gel tube. And I like to just brush up the front bit to add a little bit of texture. And while that's setting down, I am going to take my Glossier Brow Flick and I'm just going to draw in a little bit of like a little line on my inner corner of my eyes. I find that using this works like using an eyeliner and it gives a similar effect, but because it's quite cool toned and also quite sheer, it A, is less obvious when you screw up, and B, it kind of mimics the shadows that are already in your inner corner, so it looks a little bit more natural. Then I'm going to take an eyeliner brush, and I'm going to take the Depixym Cosmetic Emulsion in 0004, which is just the white shade. I'm going to put a tiny bit of that on the back of my hand, and I'm going to use that to line my waterline and to put a little white line on my inner corner, which once again just opens up the eyes. And then I'm going to take a flat brush and I'm going to line my waterline it literally says on the packet to not use it in your eyes. So I'm not sure whether I should be recommending that you do this, so don't do it. And it's not mandatory that you also get that all over your lower lashes, but apparently I'm doing that, so like feel free to join along. I'm now going to take an angle brush and a little bit of the mulberry shade, and I'm just going to kind of tidy up and neaten up that white line. And then on my outer corners, I'm going to take some brown eyeliner. This is Nars Mambo, and I'm just going to colour shade in like the outer maybe quarter of my waterline. Like so. Very gorgeous and stunning. So I now just need to finish off by contouring my nose. And by doing it kind of after I've started my eyes, I can then blend it into my eye makeup, which will make it look a tiny bit more natural. And then I'm just going to reinforce the highlights by baking with a little bit of powder on this JH10 brush. And because this brush is very kind of small and flat and dense, it really does just pack on powder really nicely. And it means I can really control where I am highlighting. I need to now highlight my face, so I'm taking my Sigma Tapered Highlight F35 brush and MAC Double Gleam. And I'm actually just going to use this brush to knock off the bake. And then I will take this, which is Amalfi, oh my god, 431, and I'm going to use that to highlight my nose. And I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to highlight my Cupid's bow as well. Now for the final steps, I'm just going to curl my lashes, do my mascara and wax some false lashes on. And I'm just going to liberally coat my lashes with some mascara. This is the Essence Lash Princess. And I'm not really putting any on my inner corner where that white line kind of comes down from my waterline. I'm now just going to put some setting spray on. This is once again the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. And then I'm going to put on my lashes, which are the Doll Beauty Sandy Lashes. And then I'm going to do my lips. So I'm using the Colourpop Lippy Pencil in Hotcakes and the Fenty Beauty Stunner Lip Paint, I think it's called, in the shade. I'm not wearing my glasses, so I don't know. And then, because this formula is really, really watery, it's like a lovely liquid lipstick, don't get me wrong. Because this formula is really, really watery, I'm going to take it on a lip brush and use that to fill in my lips so that things don't get too out of control. Oh my god, oh no, fuck. I've just dropped red lipstick on my pink trousers. Because I am what? Clumsy. And then take 2 fingers, put them in your mouth and like close your mouth on them and then pull them out. And that just takes off any excess that would otherwise be going on my teeth again. And there we have it, the look is on. So I'm going to put on an outfit, a wig, maybe some earrings, and I will be back in 2 minutes. So here we are. She is the moment. I'm just wearing a little red satin slip dress with matching choker, which I definitely did not steal off my friend Joey, so thank you, Joey. and just this lovely curly rooted blonde wig. I know she ain't styled. She's literally a shake and go, and I have tried styling wigs, but it is very difficult, and it is not something that I can feasibly continue doing, because all I was doing was ruining wigs.
My hair, this is very expensive hair, is fucking frazzled.
So, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I have lots of other ideas for videos, so if you want to see more from me, Miss Thing over here, Miss Mattress, then let me know. And please like and subscribe, and ring the bell button if you want to find out when I release a new video. Ooh, this is exciting. And I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you later.